Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and I am doing prep work because I have so much to show you, so I will show you what I'm doing before I show you what I'm going to show you. I know that it sounds so crazy. Um, oh, brain. There's so many things. Have you ever had those moments where you've had competing thoughts and there's lots of things that you want to share all at once and you're excited to share and then your brain can't figure out what words to say first? Yeah, we have that moment. I have new plates, new polishes. They're not necessarily new. Well, some of it is, but a lot of it has just been. There's so much going on, and when I try to work on a mani or a video that I would like to share, I try to do them at a level that shows that I can actually walk and talk and chew bubblegum. And if I'm not happy with the results, I admit to being a recovering perfectionist, and a lot of times that and my OCD tends to go, that's not good enough. So we start over. And that's kind of where we're at. I was working on some plates and polishes and getting frustrated with a lot of things. So there's information to share and show on that. There's items that I have wanted to be able to have time to share, and it hasn't happened because of moving and everything being complicated, and there's regular life, and now that we're in a different place and the setup is different, so that's still something I'm trying to get used to, because everything isn't as set up in the way that it was for me to be able to do videos in the past. So now I'm trying to find different organizational things so that I can be able to do what I used to be able to do in an easier way. This is a better place to be at, of course. I love the new apartment and the area and the management and all the neat things that are going on. It's a super better situation. I know, poor English, or bad grammar, however you want to look at it. Anyway, this definitely, going through what we went through, was worth the process. It's just that along with that process comes other things that make life a little challenging. So we're trying to get all of our stuff better organized. Getting to the storage isn't as easy as it previously was. It's kind of an all-day thing, and with Hubster's schedule, he's had a lot going on, so that has complicated things because of his employment and expectations and the seasons, and just there's a whole lot of things that go along with that. So yeah, we're having fun, just trying to do life and not drown in the sea of holy cow, because it's just, there's a lot, and a lot of the things I had intended to share or show, all of the things I newly intended to share and show, it just kind of is getting bottlenecked because of trying to figure out, like I said, the whole mess of things. So that being said, we being able to walk and talk and chew bubblegum is possible, but doing that on camera, sometimes not so much. So yes, while you are doing this process, sometimes being able to form words while you're on camera, and doing nail art. It's one of those things that get on the phone, call somebody, have a chat, and try to do your nail art at the same time. You'll kind of get the concept. It has a little bit of trickiness, especially when the stamp doesn't want to work and you know it should work and it has worked and you can do it, and oddly enough, sometimes things just don't go the way you planned or that you thought it would. Woohoo! Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My choices are Clockworks and Doom. In the comments, leave me which color, because I'm doing this hand, leave me the color choices you think I should do in the comments for this hand. Because we're just doing the one hand at a time. When you are doing layers of stamping, a lot of times it's easier to get the image stamped, and whatever you have that you're working on, the stuff that goes around the edge of what you're trying to isolate is easier if you use a piece of tape that's small enough to hold on to and get into the items that you're trying to do, and do that while it's wet. It's a little harder, trickier. It can still be done, it's just for those newbies that don't have the experience yet. Do this process assembly line. So, hey, I'm just starting out, I don't know if I'm going to like this. More than likely you'll like this if you can figure out the process. And it's one of those things that, like any other skill, it's going to take time. So invest in your stampers. And I know that seems like a lot, but go ahead and buy the bundles. Go ahead and do the things that give you the extra stampers. And then you'll have an array to set up to be able to do your stamping. Get the extra cards. You can get separate sets that seasonally. You can buy these extra. A lot of the times that the stampers come with the cards, get the extra cards, because yeah, it'll be worth it. So do your first image, the base image first. Because that's what this is. You have the base image and then you have the outline image. So do your base image first. And isolate all of your items and set it up assembly line. That way when you come back to actually put the images, you can image instead of stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And yeah, I used to work on an assembly line. Oddly enough, there's, at the time, I don't know if it's still the same thing currently, but at the time, and this was almost 40 years ago, there were only 5 companies in the world that would make pom-poms, like what high schoolers and college and professional athlete games the cheerleaders would use. Yes, there was only 5 companies that made those. And in this little teeny tiny town I worked in, that wasn't even on the map back then. Well, yeah, it was, but nobody heard of it. Nobody knew where it was. They knew places in between. I mean, it was in between of major cities on the outside of it, yeah, but they didn't know it. So, yeah, it was kind of fun in being able to go, oh yeah, I live in, and worked at the assembly company that, from scratch, plastic parts, made all the pieces that go to a pom-pom and then assembled them. And at one point, my job was to put price tags on the little cards, because these pom-pom company, this particular company had a contract with a toy store that would sell them for kids, the little kiddie version. So I had to put the price tags on the cards. I had to, and so I had multiple jobs at this company, in that at one time I was putting the price tags on. Another time I was attaching the handle of the pom-pom to the card. I was assembling the pom-pom. So I did different things throughout the company working in an assembly line, and you would do different pieces. Yeah, very comical, I know. 1, 2, 3. What are we doing? Get to telling stories and trying to do this and be in camera. I think I messed that one up. I think I scraped a little too hard. No, actually, we did it. Okay, so we got it. Okay, so now we are going to line up the pumpkin. I applied that one directly because the polish is still wet. These ones, the polish has dried enough that they might not stick. So we're going to ensure that happens by adding an extra layer . And that was the sticky stamping polish, sticky base coat, sorry. That is and this one doesn't want to, there it goes. It was trying to pull up, and if you're putting that down, sometimes the layer is so tiny that it's so thin on images like this where you have a lot of free surface that sometimes it's best if it's not coming up, because it's like those stickers that you used to do as a kid, those temporary tattoos, that if you don't have it down, or the scratch on rub on ones, if you don't quite get it right, then it comes off in pieces. So if that starts to happen, then you just kind of keep rocking and moving and going back and forth, and eventually it does. I wasn't sure if I was going to put it on this one, but then I decided I was going to. Oh, and I just noticed I messed up my heart. How did I mess up my heart? Oh well. I don't see where the... Okay, so back to where we were going. So yeah, just keep rocking. If it's not wanting to come undone and do and lay down, then just kind of keep And as I picked up on this one, you can see that there's a line, and that's from the edge right there because I was really close. Go ahead and remove that, because even though you think, oh, it's not in the way, it's not part of the thing, it's not something that I'm going to be worried about, sometimes it does. Sometimes it gets in the way, and you want to just go, oh, shucks. So you see that image was a little big for my nail. I just kind of, as it ripped off, I just went back and moved it in. So that's how you fix that. And then there's also the option of the stamper that will shrink. If that's what you want and that's what you do, more for you. And eventually I might get one of those, but I have way too much to do with what I already have, trying to figure out how to shrink. That's just one more thing on the list of stuff that we're not there yet. So, chit chat in the comments. Tell me what you're doing today. Tell me what's going on. Tell me the good, the bad, the ugly. Tell me how your life is going. Are we having a good day? There's a saying that us old people use. Any day above ground is a good day. And I do agree with that. Given the nature of all the people who have been lost for various reasons recently, yeah. My day starts very early because Hubster's job starts very early. So we just have to deal with that alarm clock getting up. I thought I had my other polish out, and I don't. Sometimes the one you want is staring you in the face. Blocked by other. And see, if you don't get the line, it's okay. I can fix it. don't want too much out and pouring into such a tiny container. I need to get those glass little pipette squishy thingies, and then I could transfer it in easier, but at this point I just want to do this little quick clean up while it's still damp. And we didn't need that much remover, so I was just excuse me, trying to do just that tiny bit. I did that backwards. Oh well. And I'm twisting to bring this off of the part there on the, because it'll drip down. I don't want it dripping. Just want this little teeny tiny bit right there. and the plate we used was m158. It is, I believe, still available. This was, I'm trying to think if it was in the box of, it's not this year's, it's not last year's. I believe it was the previous year's box of Halloween goodies. That this is the magic, the other one is the shadows, and I want to say box of horrors. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was the previous year's. So 3 years ago, this 23, 22. So 2021 box of something from Maniology. I believe that's what it was. If not, it was last year. It was a box, a plate that was an extra edition for the Halloween. So they had the box of shadows plates, and then they had an additional release of, hey, get this, it's kind of cute. And I'm not sure, but I believe it's still available, because this little mummy guy is kind of my favorite, and I like the fact you can do the faces and whatnot. So this hand I did the pumpkin. I have plans for this one using a different plate, so, and I'll do a separate video on that one. But on this hand, do you want to see faces on the pumpkin? Do you want to just see faces? Do you want to see the mummy? Or is there something else on this plate? And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in those regions, because if there's something that is within the pumpkins, we'll call it that. This one here is another section to make it easier for you to narrow down what you'd like to see. That if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you can pull out the image that's in that row in that section to narrow it down, because I know trying to type things in definitions and explanations has its moments. So let me know what you'd like to see on this hand, or for next time, because I'm just going to do this hand probably before you have time to see it and comment. And then the next time I do a video, if to show you what comments and requests I get, then I'll come back and do that again. Please be kind. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all my subscribers, new and old. Thank you for liking and commenting and following me along on my nail stamping journey. I appreciate every single one of you. My usual please be kind, because the world is getting, there are things I just never thought I would ever be in this situation to witness the things that are happening nowadays. So please be kind in your everyday life, because the world needs way more kindness. And to those who seem to be miserable, well, misery loves company. Don't let them recruit you. I understand you might not be able to recruit them to your side, but do your best, because those who are miserable can't see from their perspective how good it would be to be on the other side. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's just a matter of them seeing things a different way, and they're miserable and angry, so they don't see the other perspective. They need a hug. They need a cookie. They need kindness and understanding and empathy, because I've been in places where I was miserable. I didn't stay there because I didn't like it. Some people, their circumstances or situation or opinion, and it's valid if that's where they want to be, and if that's what you really want to do. I'm not telling you you have to be any different. But sometimes being in that miserable place is not wanted, but the alternatives are not any better in what they're thinking or believing or seeing or finding ways to not be different. And they just need help getting out of that situation. Have a wonderful day out there. Be thankful for being alive. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.